What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. It's EFL or Carabao Cup fixture time this week. So, for today's video, I thought we'd focus on the match taking place this Thursday on the 19th of December at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. For today's video, we'll look a little bit at Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. We start off our team analysis here with the home side being the Lily Whites. Now, the last 5 fixtures for Tottenham Hotspur have ended in 1 win, 2 draws and 2 losses. Spurs' last match was a 5-0 win away at Southampton in the English Premier League this weekend. And in those last 5, the Lily Whites have scored 10 goals and conceded 7. So, great improvement from this team both up front and at the back. The first player I've got to talk about for Spurs has got to be Welsh right winger Brennan Johnson. In 24 appearances, the young, exciting winger has 10 goals and 2 assists. And in him, I think Tottenham have a very young, exciting, quick player out wide who's got very good dribbling ability, very good close control, and an eye for goal. Centrally, in terms of creativity, I think we can talk a little bit about English attacking midfielder James Maddison, who has 7 goals and 5 assists in 22 appearances for Spurs this season. James Maddison did pick up a brace against Southampton, so I think right now he's probably feeling very confident coming into this one. In James Maddison, Spurs have a player who has tons of creativity in that attacking third. He can dribble, he can pass, he can score. James Maddison is always looking to play that final ball to either his wingers or his centre forward. And finally, I'd like to talk about Spanish right back Pedro Porro. In 20 appearances, it's 2 goals and 3 assists for the Spanish fullback. But in him, I think Spurs have a real box-to-box wingback, a player who can run from the first minute up until the 90th, but who's also very solid defensively. I think Pedro Porro is the player for me who is the best at playing those long diagonal balls for Spurs, so he does have a bit of creativity in his game as well. Spurs have tons of defensive issues. In terms of injuries, I know they're missing Mickey van der Ven, Christian Romero and Ben Davies, all centre-backs, so the heart of their defense looks very, very thin. Goalkeeper Vicario is also out with an injury, so between the sticks they have a bit of an issue as well. So in terms of the structure of the team, I think coach Ange Postecoglu has major issues to do centrally. He's going to stick with his 4-2-3-1 formation, looking to get his team moving on the counter-attack and probably focusing a lot on the wing play. Spurs have very quick wingers in Son Heung-min and Brennan Johnson, as well as Dejan Kulusevski, so they'll be looking to utilize all of that pace out wide. Roaming fullbacks like Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro also give this team additional options out wide, either in terms of passing or in terms of just getting crosses or diagonals into the correct positions. Spurs look to transition quickly and effectively with Dominic Solanke at number 9 to either play as that out-and-out centre forward, but mostly as a target man to just hold the ball up while everybody else gets into their correct positions. Okay, on to the away team. Now for Manchester United, the last 5 fixtures for the Red Devils have ended in 3 wins and 2 losses. United's last match was a 2-1 win at the Etihad against Manchester City earlier this weekend. In these last 5 fixtures, the Red Devils have also scored 10 goals and also conceded 7 goals. So it's a mirror of Spurs in that sense, in terms of getting goals, but also in terms of conceding goals. The first player I'd like to talk about for Manchester United has got to be Danish centre-forward Rasmus Højlund. It's 7 goals and 1 assist in 18 appearances for Højlund, but I think for me, his most impressive characteristic is his work rate. Højlund is always moving, whether he has the ball or he doesn't. He's always looking to just work for it, do extra running, and he's always just making himself available for his teammates up front. Next up, I want to talk about Uruguayan defensive midfielder Manuel Ugarte. It's just 1 assist in 18 appearances for Ugarte this season, but in him I think United now have a player who can read the game in midfield, a player who shows tons of aggression when it comes to winning the ball back, but he's also very good at marking. Ugarte can sort of isolate a specific player and remove them from the game entirely. He's very good at doing that. He's very good at winning the ball back. For me, Ugarte is exactly what United need defensively in their midfield. Speaking of defensive work, the last player I'd like to talk about for Manchester United has got to be centre-back Lisandro Martinez. It's just one assist in 21 appearances for the Argentine centre-back. But in him, I think United have a central defender who's very quick, who's very strong, and who's very disciplined. Martinez doesn't give away too many free kicks. He's a player who can get the ball forward very quickly and very accurately, but he's a player who's very good at winning the ball primarily. In terms of injuries, unfortunately for Mason Mount, he did pick up another knock against City early on in the game, so he's out now as well, and he will be joined by English left-back Luke Shaw. I think, however, Ruben Amorim is used to playing without these players, and he has shown that he's not afraid to bench some big names as well. He will still be lining his team up in their 3-4-2-1 counter formation, looking to counter but centrally instead. Those wingbacks out wide are just there to give the team an option at the touchline or to just stretch the opposition and perhaps overwhelm them in certain areas. But it's centrally where I see all of the movement happening for United. The three centre-backs give them additional stability in the heart of their defense, along with Ugarte and or Casemiro in the heart of their midfield to just keep things solid as well. I think with United, we do see Bruno Fernandes starting off in a central midfield position and then just moving higher up to sort of influence the game and find those killer passes. Okay, on to the head-to-head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last 5 fixtures between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United have ended in 2 wins for Spurs, 1 win for United, and then 2 draws. In terms of goal output, Spurs have scored 9 goals in those last 5 fixtures, while United have scored just 6. So, both in terms of the final outcome and in terms of goal output, it definitely favors Tottenham Hotspur here. United actually would think that they come into this one stronger, but based on that, it's a little bit more balanced than we'd like to think. In the Premier League, Manchester United have really struggled against Tottenham Hotspur in the last few years. Spurs have managed to get the result whether they're playing at their stadium or at Old Trafford, and I think that does do quite a bit of psychological damage to the Red Devils. Spurs, however, have been very, very inconsistent. They go from a team that is beating some very, very heavy teams in the Premier League to then losing to somebody who is in a relegation battle. So I think consistency is a major issue for Ange Postecoglu's team. The defensive issues are really, really hurting this team. I think without Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero, Spurs actually look very, very vulnerable in the heart of their defense. Against Chelsea, Ange Postecoglu did try to take the risk and start them, and then both were unable to finish the match. So it does seem like those injuries are something that they're going to have to deal with for quite a bit of time. United, on the other hand, are looking very fresh, revitalized. The players have a new kind of energy and belief in themselves and one another. I think something I've really been impressed with when it comes to Manchester United is, again, we're seeing the players showing passion, heart, determination and drive. Against Manchester City, United were actually losing for very large periods of the match. I think it was for majority of the match actually, and it was in the 80th minute or the 88th minute, and then in the 90th minute where United got their equalizer and their winner. So it shows that this team is now in a healthy mind space where they feel they can still fight for a result up until the last moment. And that's something we didn't see with United before. In the past, under Erik ten Hag, United were a team that were just giving up fairly easily, and now we're seeing them really, really push teams down to the final whistle. Other teams like Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea are going to be prioritizing the Premier League, which means they're probably not going to be risking their best players in the Carabao Cup. And that now gives Manchester United and Spurs the opportunity to do so. I think with Spurs also having knocked Manchester City out of this cup, they take extra confidence from that. But I do think Manchester United are looking like a completely different team right now. Ruben Amorim has somehow found the switch at Old Trafford to get these players to start playing like actual footballers again. There seems to be a plan. Everybody seems to understand the plan. Everybody seems to want to run for one another. I think it's looking very, very promising at Manchester United right now. My score prediction for this one is going to be Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester United 3. I think Manchester United have proven capable and more than willing to score more than 2 goals. And I think that's actually something they will do here. I think Spurs can catch them on the counter attack. Obviously, both of these teams playing counter attacking football means it's a very high octane game with the ball moving from one end of the pitch to the other in a matter of seconds. But when I look at Manchester United, I see more players who are willing to take those chances now. Players who are not afraid anymore and who now believe in themselves and one another.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.